Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to today's podcast. My name is Tess, and if you are new here, please consider to subscribing or following my podcast. So, this is going to be completely pilot episode where I'm talking about myself and about my life, as I only publish different kinds of meditations and sound healing tracks on my podcast. But I was thinking that I would really like to also start talking my podcast to you guys and to just also have a platform where I'm going to be able to share my thoughts, my feelings, and everything what I am just going through in my life, and just to also talk a lot about my interests, because I have quite a lot of interest, as you may know if you are following me. I would like to have this pilot episode as a small introduction about me, about my life, and what I am interested in. So like I said, my name is Tess. I'm currently in my mid-20s too. Maybe you can also say that I'm going to the late 20s. I am from a small country in Eastern Europe, and currently I live in Denmark. It's been already, I think, 6 years since I left home. Yeah, I think it is my 7th year outside of the home. I'm not sure. Just times fly so much. So, I'm living in Scandinavia, in Copenhagen, and my whole journey, why I ended up here, was that after high school, I started education in my home country. I didn't really know what I am interested in and what really my passion is, because when you are like 18, 19 years old, you only see some kind of idols, your parents or your family, and you kind of see only their life path. And my whole family was in like economic field and business field, so I was thinking that maybe this is the right way for me, or the right path to also study economics and business, and then I can do whatever I want to. So I enrolled right after high school to business university, and the major, I don't really remember how the major was called, but I think it was something like business activities and tourism and hospitality. I don't really remember, but it was something like that it was like economic and business. I don't know, it's supposed to be more about like tourism and hospitality, whatever, I don't know, I don't remember. It was many years ago. So I started this university, and since the day one, I remember I was so disappointed and I completely hated it. I was like, oh my god, I'm not going to spend the next 5 years here. I was so depressed the first day when I came home. I was completely devastated. I hated the whole, the first day. And when you have the first feelings, they are usually the right feelings, If you don't feel right about something, it's usually not good. So I knew from the first day that, oh my god, this is not the way for me. And when the time passed by, I realized that this was a mistake, because since I was, I think, like 12 or 13, my dream was to go to study in a foreign country, and I really wanted to study in the UK or on Malta, because I was really obsessed with English language. And when I was a child, I started learning English quite late. I was around, I think, I don't remember, but it was quite late, and all of the people started actually during the kindergarten, and I started quite late. And also what I read and heard, that if you are a certain age, then it's hard for you to pick the language. So I don't know, my whole life I was thinking that I'm bad at English and everything, but English is my, like, I could say like 5th language or 4th, I don't know. So English is not even my second language, guys. So yeah, so I'm so sorry for my accent and for some grammar mistake, but yeah, I all the time wanted to study in a foreign country, but I was so afraid that my English is so bad. And also I had this whole misconception that studying in foreign country is only for rich kids, and it's for the people who are from rich families. And I was from like average family, okay? So we weren't like crazy rich or anything. But the first year at the university, it was actually so bad that I was praying every day, oh my god, please God, just let this be over. I couldn't believe how bad it was. I was complaining to my mom all the time, every day, like how the teachers or the professors are treating us, they were actually bullying us, like literally. They were laughing to our faces, like how many people can actually go and work in this field, that we are too many people and they cannot like let all of us to graduate from the university. And if you hear this, it's like, oh my god, this is crazy. Like, why are we then 100 people or more than 100 people in this major if we only can be, I don't know, led to the field 30 of us or something. So I was very sad that, the first year they will accept everyone, they will get the money from the government, and then everyone will just fail their exams. And also many people, they just left the university because the whole system was crazy and we were forced to memorize a lot of knowledge from 1950s even, and it was just so crazy for me. It didn't make sense. And I had few classmates that went to study to Denmark and they were so satisfied. Me and my boyfriend were thinking that, okay, maybe when we will be applying for master's degree, we can actually try to apply to Denmark. He was on his bachelor degree. I was also in bachelor degree, so we were just thinking like, okay, what we will do in the future. But then month after month I passed all of the exams. I wasn't like bad or anything with studies, but I just didn't see the sense, and I really hated how people and how the teachers were treating us. And one point I remember, because I had a second language and during my high school it was Russian language. Our Russian was like, oh my god, it was so bad. My level of Russian was maybe like A2 or maybe B1. And during the university, we were forced to learn the Russian on the level, I remember, like C1 or something like that. And the teacher, he was so angry with me because I didn't speak very well Russian, and he was bullying me constantly. And I remember that in front of the whole class he went completely crazy on me, like why I don't speak Russian. And then I was like thinking, oh my god, someone who is like in his 40s is yelling at me in front of other people. And then I was like, okay, I'm done with this school, I'm done. I just didn't see the point why I should learn and memorize some of the notes, some lines from the books, which I'm never going to use in real life. I'm never going to use this in any other company. And also during this month we had one presentation from very, very great marketer, and he was actually in my country one of the most successful marketer that time. And he actually said, I never went to college, and I was like, oh my god, okay, he's so great, he never went to college and I am here just suffering for nothing. So me and my boyfriend, we planned something that we will go for 2 months, because also year before, the summer before I started university, we went for a summer job or just a part-time job. It wasn't part-time job, it was seasonal job, to work in England. So after my university we actually went to England. We worked there the whole summer and we never came back. And we worked the whole summer and we never came back. We never started another academic year. And I remember that I just wrote my mom that, we are staying here because I hate the uni and everything. And she was like, okay. And then I just explained to her that our kind of plan is to stay here, to save some money, and then to start university in Denmark, because it was our plan before. Like, it was our plan that my boyfriend, he will continue his bachelor education in Denmark, and then I'm going to start from the scratch, that I'm going to lose this 1 year at the university, whatever. So we started working in England in July. I forgot the year, 2018 or 17, I don't know. Yeah, it was 2018. So since July 2018 until December 2018, we worked in England. We were saving some kind of money, and in meanwhile I applied to universities in Denmark. I was accepted to every single major. But why we decided that we want to go to Denmark is because, like I said, all of our friends were extremely happy with Danish education system, and that it was very practical oriented. They didn't need to memorize any kind of lines from old books like I had to. And I was so impressed that every single lessons was very case study oriented. I also went to ask before we left to England, and I had one consultation in agency that sent students to Scandinavia. So I also had a consultation with them. They explained everything about the system, and I applied through this agency to marketing management and hospitality and tourism. Actually, the four applications were to hospitality and tourism management because I was thinking that, okay, I want to continue with tourism and management, and one application was to marketing management. And then I actually was invited to interviews for every single school I applied for, so I was super happy. And in December I already, no, or it was sooner, November, October, I don't remember, but I done interviews with Danish schools, and I chose marketing management because the interviewer who was interviewing me, she was extremely kind, extremely charismatic, and I was like, oh my god, I like the way how she explained everything, and I really like the whole interview and the interview process. And I was like, okay, I don't want to study marketing management, but I just need to be in the school because it just felt so amazing. So in January 2019 we actually moved to Denmark and we started education. So I studied 2 years because in Denmark you can have the bachelor degree like split into 2 different degrees, and after the first one you actually don't need to continue to have your full bachelor. You can just find a job and YOLO, you know. So I applied for the split bachelor the first 2 years. It was called like AP degree, and I was actually only 1.5 years in school, and another 6 months were like an internship in a company, and based on that internship I needed to write my final thesis or my final paper. So I started education there. I was there for 2 years, and then I just successfully finished the education and I continue on international sales and marketing management. And this program was 1.5 years, and again the 6 last months were like an internship in a company. I finished my bachelor degree here in Denmark. I studied here for 3.5 years, but this 1 year was not actually that I was present in school. I was doing my internship, and I can say that, oh my god guys, you cannot even compare like Danish system with Eastern European system. But maybe I'm going to do another episode like about my experience with university and Denmark and education here, because this would be a very long podcast if I would talk about Danish education system here. So I finished my bachelor degree, and then what happened is that like our government kind of like cancelled, or yeah, I can say that they kind of cancelled some of the master degrees which were related to business, because I don't know, they were just thinking that we are just too many also business people. Okay, it's a long story. So I couldn't apply actually to full-time master here in Copenhagen because I couldn't find any major I was interested in. And there was also option to go and study in Sweden, but then I was lazy to travel every day. So I stayed in Copenhagen and I started a distance program, and it was HR management together with MBA. So I also finished my master degree and my MBA degree. But in meanwhile, I kind of realized that, oh my god, this business field is not really for me, and that I just choose this business path because of my family members and because of my parents, because they were like, oh, you need to finish a business education or economics education because then you will be able to find a good job. But the thing is that 9 to 5 was never really like my vision for my life, and I always knew that I want to do something else, that I want to work for myself, and I want to work on myself, on my dreams and on my businesses. Last year in 2023 I actually started a course as a CPT, personal trainer, together with nutritionist, because I'm really into plant-based diet. This is my 12th year when I'm eating fully vegan. I am also vegan because of the ethical reason, so I'm not only eating plant-based diet, but I'm really like vegan and no leather, you know. So I was all the time interested about plant-based nutrition, so I also started the course, and I already finished my internship as a nutritionist for one local company. So I'm also a little bit, you know, in many different directions. So I'm really interested into nutrition and plant-based nutrition. Then there is another part of me, and I'm very interested in spirituality. I also in 2021 I finished yoga teacher course, and I became very interested into Hinduism and Vedic studies, astrology, tarot card readings, but I started with tarot cards when I was 15, so it's been more than a decade since I started learning tarot. I am very into spirituality as well, and it includes that I'm very much into, like I said, tarot, then astrology, meditation, sound healing, yoga, and all of the things. So I'm very into that. But currently I'm mostly dedicated to running my own business. It's not only my business, but we are two people running our vintage store, which is excited because this has been our dream to have our own business. So I am a co-owner or co-founder of a vintage store in Copenhagen, which is excited because I never thought of having an own shop or own store in a foreign country. If you would tell me when I was 13 that, oh my god, girl, one day you will actually live in a foreign country, you will actually study in a foreign country in English language, and then you are going to be able to open your own store. Oh my god, I would think that you are crazy. I would think that, oh my god, this could never be my life. So right now I can humbly say that I achieved everything what I ever wanted, that I'm living in a completely different country, I'm running my own business, and I was actually able to study after I finished my education something that is really my passion, and I'm now focusing on the things that all the time interest me. But I was just so scared to really stand my ground and do the things that I wanted for myself, because I all the time thought that, oh my god, I need to finish the business, I need to find a 9-to-5 job so my family will be all happy. And yeah, you know how it is, you just want to please everyone else except yourself. But currently, yeah, I am pleasing myself and I'm just fulfilling all of my dreams. So I think that this is like a small introduction and my small story about how I ended in Denmark, what I'm doing here, and what different directions interest me. So I think that also this podcast will be all about like spirituality, maybe a little bit about business, about wellness, nutrition, and everything that interests me, because it's very hard for me to find or to just pick one niche I want to focus on. I'm really drawn into many different directions. I was just thinking, okay, I'm going to do everything and someone will pick what they will like, it is how it is. Because I was really trying to figure my niche for the last, I think, 5 years, or I was thinking, oh my god, what I want to do, I'm really into nutrition, I really am into spirituality, and then I was doing something for a few months, then I stopped, then I started the other thing, and now I was like, okay, this year I'm going to do everything and people will show the real me and all of the things that really interest me. So also this podcast may be a little bit messy, and you will also find here quite a lot of all of the things and quite a lot from each different direction, but I hope that you will enjoy it. Yeah guys, so I hope that you actually enjoy this pilot episode and that you also learn something about your host. That's me. What I wanted to just say to just conclude this episode is that if you have some of your dreams, never ever lose your hope, because everything what you can imagine can be actually your reality. If you have some dreams, just follow your heart, follow your dreams, and you should not care about what other people think. You should not care about what your family, friends, or whoever will tell you about your dreams. You should only focus about what you want to achieve, what your heart is telling you to do. Because if you will now spend, let's say, the 5 years in a school that you really hate, like I did, the first school, if I would spend there 5 years, I can imagine my life. I wouldn't be able to achieve all of my goals. I wouldn't be able to truly follow my desires and my intuition and everything. So really guys, just know that everything you want to have, you can have. It's all about hard work and about following your own path, your own life, and don't be ever afraid to say no to things that don't make you happy. So yeah guys, I hope that you enjoyed this episode. I hope that I wasn't rambling too much, but thank you so much for listening. If you like it, I want to say give it a likes, but I'm not sure if on the podcast if you actually can give a like, but you can also subscribe to this podcast. Thank you again, and I wish you a nice day. Until next time, bye bye.